Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
Of course it is, George. And good evening to you all. And a very warm welcome to Windy Bottom here in the Peak District. And indeed, Saturday Night Live. And we're going to spend, well, if you're up for it, we're going to spend the next hour together seeing in the old Sunday morning before we all toddle off up the wooden hill to Bedfordshire. And I'd love to know how you are. I'd love to know how you're doing. I'd love to know what you've been doing. I'd love to know what you've been eating, and I'd love to know what you're up to tomorrow. As always, it's an open forum, darlings. Throw anything at me that you care to. Talk about anything you like. And much like Oasis, I will roll with it. Oh, yes, I will. So let's see who's here. Quite a few. Jolly good. Matt is here, the wonderful underscore, who I am particularly thankful to today for reasons that some of you know, and I'll tell you anyway. So, and Matt asks how everyone's day has been, so don't be rude, let him know. Jimmy is here, Jimmy Quinn, good evening, Boaty, hope you're well. I'm grand, Jimmy, thank you for asking, and I hope you are the same. Everything Cars is here and says, hi, lovely to have you here. How are you doing? Do let us know. Chaz Brown is here, excellent. Hi, Chaz, and says, evening, Boaty, how was the restaurant this evening? Moderate, I would say. Not a mad Saturday night, not quite as busy as normal, but not completely dead either. So we've actually had quite a fun night. You know, when we get a little bit of downtime in the kitchen, which really isn't much, then we have a lot of fun, and we at the moment we've got a really silly game going. They're inveterate gamblers, my workmates. For starters, as soon as you walk in, they'll say, how many takeaway orders tonight? That's total takeaway orders, collections and deliveries. And everybody, and you will say how many you think there are that night. Tonight I went for 37. And then you make a bet with everybody else, or whoever wants to make a bet with you, £2 a time. So tonight I had a £2 bet with my head chef that the bet ended up being I had 38 down and he had 39 up. So in other words, if there were 39 orders or more, he won. and 38 or less I1. And this is just takeaway orders, not inside, not covers in the restaurant. And the other ridiculous thing we've got going, if you think back to the video that I did of the restaurant, filmed in the kitchen, or indeed if you've visited us and been in the kitchen, you will know that, imagine this is the kitchen from my point of view. So you've got the stove ranges there, you've got the pass that I normally run here. The pass is the hot plate where the food is plated up, where the dishes are dressed, and from where the wait staff will then pick the dishes up to take them out to the restaurant. At the very far end where you are, you've got the tandoor and the Honourable Gopi, the Honourable Tandoor Chef. And then on the right, you've got fridges, freezers, sinks and whatnot. But then running along the top on the right hand side, you've got a very high shelf, I'm the only one who can actually reach it to get stuff on and off. The others have to climb onto the sink. And in the corner of the top shelf, we've got some massive great, they look like dog beds, they're not. Massive great plastic things that we make the naan dough in. And then sitting inside of them, we've got massive great, or at least one massive great metal colander that we use for the rice, to drain the rice. And that's right up there in the corner. And between the colander, which sits at a slight angle, and the ceiling, there's a gap like that. It's about 1.5 centimetres, maybe in a part, maybe 2 centimetres. Now, we buy yogurt in catering size pots. So they're what I used to use as my washing bucket, if you've seen that. And they come with a lid, with a press down clicky lid. So we've got this thing that you have to stand at the far end of the stove, right down there, take the lid, and you have to try and frisbee it so that it goes through that tiny little gap, into the colander. We've been doing that for about 2 weeks now. Again, it's something that gets bet on, so that there'll be a challenge. There'll be a bit of downtime, and downtime in a kitchen like ours means like 3 minutes. 3 minutes where you get to pause, catch your breath, whatever. We're not talking about a lot of time. And so there'll be a challenge. It'll be like, okay, £4, you get 5 attempts. Ram, the head chef, who you will be getting to know a lot more, because he's going to be doing cooking videos with me and Captain Mustard, outside no less. He's a bloody expert at it. He's become incredibly expert. But I'm not bad either. So tonight, I won £4 by successfully frisbeeing a lid into the thing. I had 5 attempts to do it. I did it on number 2. Thank you very much. And we had 36 takeaway orders. So I won £2 on that. So quite a successful evening, really. Oh, right. Simone is with us, Hooked on Classics. Hey, Boaty, good timing. I did a live chat too. Good for you, Simone. How did it go? I'm sure it was absolutely brilliant. And knowing your fan base, Simone, somebody will be along in the comments very shortly to let me know just exactly how brilliant it was. I bet you, I haven't looked, but I bet you anything you like that somebody comes along and says it was fantastic. Dear me. Yes, you really are building up a jolly good following there, aren't you? And well deserved too. Right, people saying Simon is with us, Project MGTF, and gives his traditional greeting. Hey up, people of the interwebs. Was there a stream yesterday? Asked Simon. I swear someone said there wouldn't be. Yeah, there were a couple. Mustard did one, and then I did a very late night one. Bad Books is amongst us and says, evening all. Scrolling down. Who's out in their toys tomorrow? Asked Simon. That's a very good question. Yeah. Who's heading out in a toy tomorrow, and which is going to be your toy of choice, and where are you going, and what you're going to have for lunch? I don't know if you've noticed, but everything has to involve food with me. I couldn't plan a trip out without thinking about lunch. I am a man who is guided by my stomach. Oh, and I've decided to get married again. Did I tell you? So that's quite exciting. I told you. Jimmy Quinn says, good live stream tonight, Simone. I told you somebody would be along. What do you mean, TikTok, Mr. Boaty man? What? I was on time. I started on time. What's the matter with you? What are you whinging about now? Hello again, says General Cheeseburger. Good evening to you, Cheeseburger. And, oh, jolly good. Trisha Alderman is here, the lovely Trisha, and says, good evening all, and Boaty. With reference to today's video, cats are not pointless. That was a bit tongue-in-cheek, Trisha. I don't have a cat, but when I was with Boo in Matlock Bath, I was going to say we adopted several cats, but the first two adopted us. They lived locally and decided they preferred us, so they just moved in. And then we adopted a third. And I am actually quite fond of cats. Sometimes I just say things for effect or amusement. Although there is something annoying about cats and their sense of entitlement. You know, the idea that they can just waltz in and take over your life. And we let them do it. Now, the cat that was in the yard, the new yard cat, I've got no idea if it's got a home or not, but I would have taken that home in a heartbeat, the poor sod. He looked like a lovely cat, and he looked as if he was, I don't know, buggered up in an accident, or maybe it was a birth defect or something, but oh, he was a lovely big fluffy thing, and you'd hate him once he shed his hair all over everything in the house, but I would genuinely have taken him home in a heartbeat. Right. I love my cat, says Simone. Good for you. And Simon says, our cats are very pointy. My two are asleep on the sofa, says Cheeseburger. I love my cat, says Trisha. Well, okay, we all love cats. And Simone says, can't stay too long, Boaty, early start tomorrow. That's fine, Simone. Thank you for popping in. Really appreciate it. Sleep well when you do go to bed. Have a great day tomorrow. Hope you have a lovely one. Liz is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Liz. Nice to see all the love for cats, says Trisha. There we are. Right, okay. Oh, Pingu Concord. Oh, God. Right, Pingu Concord is amongst us, and he has chimed directly in with some Latin. Oh, heck, I'm a bit rusty. I'm not even going to try to read it out in case I get it wrong. Right, possibly, oh, okay. Right, I think it's something along the good evening lines. My Latin, I mean, I don't know if you studied Latin at school. I was in the classics form, so I did. But it's not as if you studied conversational Latin, if that's even a thing. And then, of course, you hardly ever use it again in your life. Obviously, I studied law and then operated within law. So certain phrases were a constant. And then there are certain elements of Latin that are in relatively speaking, everyday usage, but the rest of it has just gone whoosh. So much has fallen out of my head since I've got older. Entire languages have disappeared, including most of my bloody own. Native Welsh speaker, can't remember a sodding word of it. Anyway. Oh, hello, what's going on here? Oh, has something been going on? Cheeseburger says, Simon, I'm awaiting reports on the number of enemy vehicles disabled. The infidels seem to be destroying their own battalion. What's going on? What's going on? Come on, share the gossip. I want to know. Right, this is obviously something Hubnut related, and I would like to know what's going on, please. Where is this skirmish or whatever it is taking place? And what is the nature of the skirmish? Okay. Oh, right, we've got a dinner up to... Oh, God, Jimmy Quinn's going to make me jealous again. Fillet steak, thank you very much. Peppercorn sauce, onions, tomatoes, mushrooms, and chips. Oh, with a 2015 Rioja. Now, was that a red or a white, Jimmy Quinn? I imagine you're going to say red, but I am a big fan of Rioja Blanco. I came to it very, very late. You know, I thought there wasn't life outside of French wines. And I was staying at the Hotel Monte Gueldo in San Sebastian, and there's they had the most wonderful sommelier. And I asked him for his advice. I told him which wines I liked, and I asked for a Spanish wine that he thought I would enjoy. And he pointed me immediately without hesitation towards Rioja Blanco. And he said, last year, you couldn't have drunk this. It won Wine of the Year, and it was stupidly expensive. Now, he didn't say it like that. He didn't say it with this accent. And he didn't even say it in English. He said it in French. Because in Spain, or at least in northern Spain, I'm no expert on southern Spain. I haven't spent a hell of a lot of time there. Somebody of a certain age, if they're of a certain age, right, like me, then they will speak Spanish, but they will also speak French. If they're younger, then they will speak Spanish and they will also speak English. This chap was kind of my age, so we conversed in French. But yeah, he said, you couldn't have bought this last year, but this year it's come down in price and it is superb. And I'll tell you what it was. And that was the moment I discovered that that Spain makes some pretty wonderful white wines as well. Okay, where do we go? So that sounds fabulous, Jimmy. Hope you enjoyed it. Thomas is in our midst and says, hello, Boaty, all is well. Grand with me, Thomas. How are you? Oh, hello. Cheeseburger. General Cheeseburger had Burger King tonight. 2 meals for $10.99. What, was that 2 meals to yourself, or did you share with your other half? I couldn't have a Burger King as a main meal. I mean, a Burger King is a lunch, isn't it? You couldn't have it as a main meal. You'd be hungry afterwards, unless you ate 2 of them like Cheeseburger allegedly possibly did. Oh, Christ almighty, Pingu. Quid est ars pendentis axum... What? What is ars pendentis? Right, I don't know pendentis, but I'll take a guess at a Latin root. And I'm going to assume that it shares a root with the word pendulous, meaning hanging in some way. So, all right, I'll take a guess at this, Pingu. How is your arse hanging at the moment, this evening, tonight? I don't know that word. All right, you foxed me. And Yeah, I'll go with that. Let me know how close I am or if I'm totally out of it. I like Burger King, says Jimmy Quinn. It's nice. Yeah, except that it's really expensive. I don't like their business model that if you go to an airport or a motorway service station, the prices increase. And I've not yet mastered the art of managing to pick up and eat a Whopper without bits of it falling out. Other than that, and the fries are always cold. Do you know, I haven't had a Burger King for a long time. And I can tell you with complete and utter certainty the last time that I had a Burger King. And it was more than 1 year ago, I think. Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't it? And it was the day I went to pick Stigbürt von Thündercock up. When I went to pick Stigbürt up, like all of my cars, I bought him totally sight unseen. I never go and look at cars, never. I buy them blind, not entirely blind, not entirely unknowingly, but I don't look at them, I don't go to see them. I work on my feeling about the owner and the owner's description, and how I think, how accurate I think their description would be, what sort of life the car would have had. And to be fair, I'm not often wrong, and I certainly wasn't wrong with Stigbürt. But I had to go to Telford to pick him up. So that was a taxi and 3 trains. And I didn't take any rations. I can't remember why. And I stopped at this services on the M54, having collected him, and had a bloody Burger King Whopper meal that cost best part of £8, if I remember. And the fries were cold and the burger all fell apart. And it was a really, really rubbish collection video. Because it was in my early days and I didn't have a camera mount, and I didn't understand that recording outside in a big wind meant you couldn't hear the bloody word that you said, so it was just generally pants. I mean, I know all of my videos are still utterly shit, but they used to be even more utterly shit, if you can believe that. And on the Burger King debate, Simon says, I've not had a Burger King for ages. Oh, hello. Mustard popped in and said, just rendering Simon's car review and I'll be with you, lot. Oh, right, jolly good. And rendering is word of the night for Simon. Oh, they opened a drive-thru in Redditch about 12 months ago. Far better than McDonald's. Where is it, Cheeseburger? The McDonald's they opened was Oakenshaw, wasn't it? Is it Oakenshaw? By next door to the big Tesco, kind of at the bottom of Rough Hill Drive. Yeah, I'm sure that's where. Yeah, I think I'm right in that. Just at the end of the Warwick Highway or whichever bloody highway it is. So where's the Burger King? I'd love to know that. KFC's were. The KFC was kind of inaccessible, wasn't it? The KFC in Redditch, it was, God, this is really taxing my memory now, taking me back. Well, it kind of became a retail park, didn't it? And it was kind of in the town centre. If you got to the island before the ring road a bit, you did a left up there, up the hill, and then you did a left and a right into that little retail park, and there was a KFC there. Gosh, happy memories. Well, actually, not happy memories. I hated Redditch. I hated being brought up there. I didn't know I hated it at the time, but I hated it in retrospect. Maybe I did know subconsciously. Rendering, pondering, I'm learning words on this channel. Oh, jolly good. Can we address the elephant? Oh, okay. Can we address the elephant in the room? We think you're a fun chap to talk to and be around. Please stop smoking. I'll not mention it again. No, I enjoy it too much. Sorry. Charles Brown says pottering, which seems to be a bit of a non sequitur. Bit late, says Matt. Cat was on a mad one. We were talking about cats. Jimmy Quinn says your live stream was excellent last night, Boaty. Well, it was a bit different, wasn't it? And there kind of are some updates, but I don't know whether it's a good idea to go there. Probably better to leave sleeping dogs to lie. But other than all of that business, yeah, I enjoyed it. So thank you, Jimmy. Simon, he needs something to do with his hands. I'd rather he smoked. Good shout. Cats choose their humans, not the other way around. Quite correct. Oh, but there are other things like Rubik's Cubes. Right. Oh dear. Nice. Our cat chose us, says Trisha. He was living in our hedge. I like stories like that. And Liz has got 6 cats. So that's one fewer than cars you've got, Liz, which means that each cat hasn't got its own car. That means that, hang on. Yeah, that means that one cat would have to have 2 cars, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be one cat per car. Anyway. We did classics at school, says Simon. Bored me to death mostly, but some of the myths were cool. Evening all, says Trace. I'm so confused. Why is Boaty on every night now? It's like EastEnders. Oh, does it, Pingu? Oh, okay. You'd think I'd have known that, wouldn't you? But apparently I didn't. I don't know why I'm on every night, Trace. It's because I miss you when I'm not here. Or something happens. Like, I wasn't supposed to be on last night. But I was on Mustard Stream. And a load of people were asking me to. And I just gave in to peer pressure. And tonight I just really wanted to. Tomorrow I won't. I can guarantee that, because I'll be getting ready for an epic Monday. So apologies for infiltrating you too often there. A hidden comment from Cheeseburger. Liz, says Cheeseburger, we can send your cats on a special military operation. They can pee in the infidel's trailer tent. I need to whiz through this comment. I need to know what's been going on with the infidel. Simon answers Tracy's question. I don't know. I'm just going to assume every night now. Probably not a bad assumption, to be fair. This is my idea at the beginning, was just to come along and not do a massive in-depth thing. Just say hello for half an hour. Just as a little social point of contact. But you know what I'm like. I can't stop myself. Oh, it was red, Jimmy, was it? Yeah, I guessed it was. Cheeseburger says, Trace, it's one episode repeated every night. Is that me or EastEnders? Probably applies to both. And resign myself to the fact I'll miss a lot of them. Well, that's your good fortune, Simon, isn't it, to be fair? I don't expect... Look, if I do as many as I do per week, even if it's only the 4 I'm theoretically supposed to do, I don't expect you all to watch all of them. I mean, if you want to, brilliant. It's great. My idea, and again, this stems from the single thing. I've just got somewhere in my head that some people, for whatever reason, appreciate a social point of contact on a regular basis. And to be honest, I include myself in that. You know, I don't do this for purely altruistic reasons. I do it because it's good for me as well. It's a bit of company. I count you all as friends now, and I enjoy checking in with you. So anyway, there we are. Well, he's always smoking and doing his laundry. Yes. And Liz says, Boaty, so you casually tell us you've decided to get married again, but then give no details. You tease you. Well, there's no tease there really, Liz. I've decided to get married again. But there's not much more to tell you. I mean, I haven't decided to get married to a particular person or anything of that nature. It's not like I've proposed to anybody, apart from Bernard, and I haven't proposed to her for a while. Quite a while, actually. Could be a personal best, could be a record. No, I've just decided that I'll get married again. And I thought, for those of you who don't know, obviously I've got a connection with Ukraine. It's a country I love very much. I've lived there. I like the people very much. And obviously I'm horrified by the Russian invasion and the war that's going on there. And to say my heart goes out to the people is an understatement, like Noah looking out of the ark and saying it looks like we might get a spot of rain. I mean, my heart is breaking for everything that's happening in Ukraine at the moment. And I've done what I could to help in any small way that I can. I genuinely did put things into place to go out and fight, and I was talked out of it. Probably a bloody good idea. I would have been the first up against a bloody wall, wouldn't I? Mouthy big sod like me. So I set up a Facebook group as soon as the Ukrainian refugee thing and hosting and whatnot was announced, the second it was announced, I set up a Facebook network to facilitate that and little things like that. So I thought, if I'm going to get married, then I think I'll marry a nice Ukrainian lady, and that'll kind of kill two birds with one stone. I love the Ukrainian people. They've got some of the most beautiful women in the world, and it will be kind of making sure that one person and family could possibly be made safe. So yeah, I'm going to marry a Ukrainian lady. I'm lost with this wine conversation, says Simon. Don't worry about it, mate. Get your black tower down you and enjoy it. Skick is amongst us and says, good evening to all, and good evening to you, Skick. General Cheeseburger says, I only had one Burger King. I might be a fat bastard, but that's not down to food. Fair enough. Oh, the Burger King app gives some good offers, makes them more affordable. That's worth knowing. I shall possibly download it. Oh, the McDonald's receipt offer gives you a choice of a burger now, says Matt. Worth knowing. And Mustard has obviously finished rendering Simon, or Simon's car, or Simon and Simon's car. Anyway, the rendering's done, and he is now amongst us, and more than welcome, so he is. And he says, hello, everyone. And no doubt everyone will say hello to him, to me, to you. Why do you pretend you're blind when you buy a car? How do you drive it? Asked Simon. And that's what we in the trade call a joke, because Simon knows perfectly well that buying something blind means you're buying it without having seen it in real life, but it's a very amusing joke nonetheless, and I'm glad he shared it. Right. Oh, okay. Magnus Nates equals big bollocks. Have I missed anything interesting, says Mustard? No, not a sausage. It's one of my live streams. When does anything interesting ever happen? And hang on. Well, those are the same two words. Right, Pingu has just said that Magnus Nates equals big bollocks. And then he follows that up by saying Magnus Nates equals big buttocks. So, which is it, Pingu? You're confusing me. I was close, Pingu. How's it hanging, lardass? I was bloody close. Fair play to me. I got the penned I got the Latin root from pendulous and whatever your word was, didn't I? But it's hanging slightly to the left. Am I getting married to Shison? No. McDonald's is still open in Oakenshaw, says Cheeseburger. Oh, a new KFC is opened by it. The old KFC is now the Burger King. Oh, bloody hell, is it really? We don't have anything in Bromsgrove, so I have to travel. How can you say you've got nothing in Bromsgrove? Have you not got Charlie's Kebabs? Is that not still there? Hello, Boaty, says Rover Joe. Hello, Rover Joe. Nice to have you here, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're doing grand. We've got loads of time left. Boaty should smoke a pipe. I should do, Jimmy. I used to and I should do again. Simon might take Henrietta out for a drive tomorrow. I bet that ignition place is going to be rammed. I'm supposed to be going in there at some point, so he can persuade me to work there as a chef, which is a mad idea. Mustard says, I wish I had a cat. I love cats. They're cute little fluffy muggies. Cheeseburger is off to the football tomorrow, midday kickoff, so the day's ruined. Why? So lots of MGFs and TFs travelling down to Norfolk on Friday, said Bad Books. Oh, all had a rally plaque on. Right, okay. I think you should get Boaty on prescription. That's an interesting idea. Well, I am Welsh, so presumably I'd be free. Oh, I missed that one. I did think Dot Cotton had let herself go. You arsehole, how did I miss that? That is a genius line. I'm annoyed I missed that. Thank you for repeating it, Trace. I presume that's aimed at me. And then Trace says, Boaty, totally not complaining at the streams being more often. I enjoy them. It just throws me off what day it is. Think how I feel. I haven't got a clue what day it is most of the time. Robert Fripp set a month aside to find a wife and ended up with Toya Wilcox. And Simon says, I'm not sure who got the best deal there. Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, I had no idea who Robert Fripp was. But then I learned he was the guitarist in a group that I've never heard of. So I was kind of still none the wiser. And as for Toya, the last time I saw Toya Wilcox, she was on an episode of Minder. Genuinely, that was the last time I saw her. And then suddenly, during the pandemic, that YouTube thing came along. And yeah, and she was capering about with no bra on. So, well, they seem happy enough, and that's nice, isn't it? Good God, they've been married for 30 years. Have they really, Jimmy? Oh, didn't know that. Oh, and apparently they live in Worcestershire now, not all that far from me, said Cheeseburger. Whereabouts? Whereabouts? Oh, I want to know now. Last year, says Liz, I asked family to donate to Ukrainian charities instead of giving me birthday or Christmas presents. That's lovely. Everyone was really generous and it was quite humbling to do some direct good. Good for you, Liz. Good for you, Mr. Boaty, says Simon. Get married and start killing birds. Live, love and laugh, as they say. Do you get offered wives now? Now you're famous, as well as cheap cars, asked Pingu. Not so far, no. No, nobody's offered to marry me. Although that would be quite cool. That would be quite cool if somebody did offer to marry me. And I'd totally do it. Well, you know, within reason. I mean, they'd need to be female. I haven't done anything with the YouTube channel for my singles network. I haven't even done the first video yet. or written the description. It was a great idea, and it still is a great idea. And I think it would work, and I think it would do a lot of good. And I think it would earn money, or which would raise money for the singles charity. It's just time. I haven't got the time to do anything. Anyway. No, I don't get offered cheap wives as well as cheap cars. I don't think the refugee programme, says Black Lines, encourages podgering or indeed marriage. The thing is, Black Lines, the thing is, there are, well, no, it doesn't directly encourage podgering or marriage, admittedly, but there are a lot of Ukrainians still in Ukraine, and there are other Ukrainians littered around Europe without a permanent base. You know, many of those are single, and many of those are looking for love and happiness and marriage and security. Yeah, well, good God, is she? Toy looks good for 64, says Jimmy. Is she really 64? Opwap alert. And Bad Book says, nice bangers. Bringing the tone down to around where it normally lies in these live streams. Oh, King Crimson, that was it. I love King Crimson, says Simon. I've never heard of him. And some Toya stuff is good. Never heard of any of that. But I'm not too sure about the tit stuff they're doing. She's a fine-looking woman for her age, says Cheeseburger. It must have cost a fortune. I don't wear a bra, says Mustard. That's just in case it was something you've been wondering. Oh, Fripp lives in Pershaw. Oh, I like Pershaw. Pershaw was on my old training route. If I was on my own, just going out for a relatively short one, then I would head out. I would head out to the Malverns and do circuits around the Malverns. This is from Redditch. And so I'd made sure that I climbed both the Witch Cutting and British Camp. So did a double round there. And then on the way home, I dropped down to Upton-on-Severn. And then through Pershaw, and then ended up going down through Flyford Flavel and all of that. Pershaw's nice. Oh, Cheeseburger. Boaty has moved on. He isn't testing free OBD readers anymore. It's mail order wives. First road test video next week. Well, all joking aside, you can be absolutely sure that if I genuinely do something in that direction, you guys are going to know all about it. You know me, I'm hideously indiscreet. I tell you everything. I don't have any secrets. Oh, that was funny. Nice one, Cheeseburger. Oh, hello. Ross is with us. Dinosaur Dad. Buttocks to everyone. Oh, Mustard says, I'm being offered OnlyFans ladies to review. Well, lucky you. And Cheeseburger asks, which channels do you subscribe to, Mustard? And those are presumably OnlyFans channels. I still haven't looked at OnlyFans. Maybe I should do. And Mustard completely understood that and says, Cheeseburger, I'm subscribed to a few, but I don't watch videos very often. Mustard's talking about YouTube there, not OnlyFans. He missed that. Oh God, not OnlyFans, says Rover Joe. Pingo asks, have you signed up Mr. B&B to your singles network yet? Well, no, he's married. Why would I do that? Unless you've got some news that I haven't. Mr. B&B is he's a family man, isn't he? He's got wife and kids and stuff. Or is there a joke there that I'm missing? Oh dear. Oh, I hope you didn't hear that. That crept out. Could have gone either way, quite frankly. Right, come on guys. We've got 15 minutes left before we all say goodnight to each other. Let's make the most of it. What should we talk about? What should we talk about? What should we talk about? I have my glasses on now, says Mustard. I'm going to have to wear them a but more often. I have my glasses on now. I'm going to have to wear them a but more often. Well, you bloody are, if you can't differentiate between the U and the I. Hang on, really? All right, I genuinely don't know if this is a joke or not. Naughty Boaty, you've not been watching Rob's live streams. Whoops. Not every minute of all of them. I try to watch at least a bit of everybody's because you get shouted at if you don't. And because I'm genuinely interested. But is that for real? Oh, it's not a joke. Well, oh, God. Well, if it's not a joke, let's not make jokes about signing them up to singles. Then I'm assuming that many of you will have been through... Are you serious? Honestly? Because a marriage breakup, I assume he was married. Oh, okay, it happened last year. Oh, God, is that why he's gone mad buying cars and stuff? So does he live on his own then? I thought he lived with... Oh, okay. And is it okay to be talking about Rob behind his back like this? I mean, I know we're not doing it behind his back. Okay, he seems happy enough about it. Oh, gosh, well, I don't know where to go with that. I mean, you know, a marriage breakup can be, and I assume it was a marriage or even a partnership breakup like me and Boo. I mean, it can be really seriously debilitating, both emotionally and financially, and, you know, it can be horrendous, but you know, then it can also, it can also be empowering and whatnot, even if not initially then in the fullness of time. Sorry, I'm not laughing about anything about Rob. Simon's just bunged in with, so, I hear you're buying a mail order bride now, Father Boaty. Keep the Father Ted references coming up. Let's make that a regular thing. Father Ted, not the 9 o'clock news. Bung them all in. I'm not buying a mail order bride. That's not a real thing. I'm just casting about amongst Ukrainian ladies via certain contacts that I have. Careful now. Down with this sort of thing. STSFM, Annika Rice. I'll beat you to it, Simon. I'll beat you to it. STSFM, still too slim for mustard. That's what that was, wasn't it? Annika Rice isn't too slim for mustard. With an arse like hers, mustard would be all over that. Except he wouldn't, because he's not particularly into that. Well, I mean, he might be. I mean, he might be into arses in a non-penetrative sort of way. You know, he might enjoy nibbling on them. And, you know, who hasn't enjoyed nibbling on a pert arse? Oh, I couldn't nibble on a big flabby one. Could you? Here's a question for you. Could you nibble on Annika Rice's bottom? You see, you don't get this from any other live stream, do you? You don't get this from Joseph Lloyd. Good afternoon. And today we will be discussing whether or not you would nibble on Annika Rice's bottom. Oh, I do like a nice beige leather bottom. Sorry, Joseph. Don't anybody tell him I said that. Right. Okay, back to Rob. I genuinely didn't know that about Rob. I think it's probably good that he's sharing it, I think. You know, it's nice that, and if, oh God, you know, you can't speak for the man. I mean, you know, everybody deals with things differently and every situation is different. What I will say is this. I wish that I had had this community and you guys when my marriage split up, or when Boo and I split up, because it would have made things a lot easier for me personally. I didn't have anything like this. When my marriage split up and I had nothing like this, I created it with singles, and I suppose I kind of did the same with YouTube, except it wasn't after Boo, because I didn't really get a chance to recover from Boo before Chinese Madam came along. But certainly after Chinese Madam came along, then this kind of happened. And Alison Hammond, behave. Oh, actually, Mustard, Alison Hammond, would you? And tell the truth. We could have made things a lot worse as well, Boaty. Yeah, you could have. But that would have been funny. Oh, and now we're doing My Lovely Horse. I love that. My lovely, lovely, lovely horse, my lovely horse, running through the field. Where are you going with your fetlock blowing in the wind? I want to shower you with sugar lumps and take you to the horse dentist. Oh, God. I used to really like Adele, says Mustard, until she started talking. Yeah, Mustard likes a silent woman. A woman who sits in the corner or does the washing up and knows her place. None of this talking back nonsense. I don't know what Adele looks like. I've heard the name. NTNONC, the Rolling Stones. Hang on, what does NTN, NYN, NTN, I need glasses myself apparently. NTNOCN, the Rolling Stones have withdrawn their entry for the Eurovision Song Contest. Oh, I see. The song I Can't Get No Contraception was cancelled when the Pope told them to pull it out at the last minute. There's one of those inherently flawed songs, isn't it? I can't get no satisfaction is a double negative. So it actually means I can get satisfaction. Now, do you think they knew that? Or they just weren't terribly grammatical? I can think of a few like that. Maybe you can think of some too. The James Bond song, the Paul McCartney James Bond song. What was that line? And in this ever something world in which we're living in, something like that. It was a tautology. And then the other one that springs to mind is Mike Oldfield, Moonlight Shadow, 5 a.m. in the morning. The lyric is 5 a.m. in the morning. And that's also tautology, because if it's 5 a.m., then it's in the morning. You don't need to add in the morning. So you can say 5 a.m. or 5 in the morning, but 5 a.m. in the morning is wrong and annoying. Oh, Letitia Dean. Well, it's a no from me. I feel like Boaty likes tall women. I do like tall women, Rover Joe, but don't always get them. Boo was about 5'1". Chinese Madam was about 5'2". Leon was about 5'1". There've been some short ones. Lisa was nice and tall. Lisa was wonderfully tall. Lisa was about 5'10", 5'11". That was that was grand. Oh Christ, I'm still on this fucking island. Yeah, good on Russ. My last breakup, I got cheated on. Oh dear, sorry to hear that, Black Lines. And it screwed me up a bit. You certainly find out who your friends are. Long time ago though, it doesn't bother me in the slightest now. Dodged a bullet. That's one thing I've never had, as far as I'm aware. I've never actually been cheated on. So I don't know how I'd react to that, but I'm sure it wouldn't be great. Neither have I ever cheated on anybody, amazingly. Trace says, Adele was at school with my daughters. The teacher she thanked on her TV special was my daughter's teacher. And Mustard says no. I'm not sure how that's a no to, but it's a no anyway. And the My Lovely Horse episode was on Ford Extra last night. I missed that due to not having a telly. Mustard is a beast, says Jimmy Quinn. And Adele is really pretty with red hair, but with a potty mouth. You bloody hypocrite, Mustard. You've got a potty mouth. So it's okay for blokes to swear, but not ladies. Is that it? Oh, okay. I'm going to side with Mustard a bit. I was going to say I love ladies who swear, but that's a lie. I hate common ladies who swear. But there is nothing more arousing than hearing a posh woman swear for the first time. Now, Bernard is very posh, privately educated, speaks like the Queen. And the first time I heard her say fuck, I almost had a waking wet dream. It's incredibly sexy. Oh, that's the one. If this ever-changing world in which we live in makes you give in and cry. Yeah, that's the one. That is annoying. Oh, HJ sends his regards, old chap. Thank you, Pingu. He's looking rather fabulous. Sorry the owl trollop didn't give a lasting effect on his headlights. Right, regarding the owl trollop and the headlight sorting situation, it's a few people have said that it's worked long term, and certainly the booze headlights, which were owl trolloped, are still absolutely perfect. But on HJ, it only lasted a couple of days. So it would appear that owl trollop works well either on certain types of headlights, or it works well on those that are not too far gone. And maybe if they're too far gone, then they need the proper polishing, or maybe a repeat prescription or something. Oh, okay, we're throwing some black adders in as well. I love this episode. I don't care if it's been rottering the Duke of York with a prize-winning leak. He shot my pigeon. Yeah, that was a brilliant episode. Stephen Fry as General Melcher. The Flanders pigeon murderer. Hand me that black cap, I'll be needing that later. That was a great episode. Mrs. Clarkson, says Pingu Concord, is nice and tall. Lisa Hogan, we've gone over her, not literally, sadly, but we've gone over her in great detail. And it's on record that I would love to have a go on Lisa Hogan. And she's not Mrs. Clarkson, they're not married. So, but yeah, I think she's absolutely lovely. What? Oh God, yeah. I had a 6-inch girlfriend once. I had a 6-foot girlfriend once. Says Mustard. She was lovely, but her face was bigger than mine. You've told me about that one. That was one of the many conversations that didn't make it onto video. But I remember you telling me about that one. Oh, God. I think it rhymes with clucking bell. Yeah, that's the one. What's the old trollop like on your Freelander? Because Chops did them on his video. That's from Bad Books. It's still all good. The headlights are still perfect. I think he did quite a quick job because, I haven't told you about any of that today. I haven't told you about any of that, have I? Today, I've been productive and done really good stuff. And I'll quickly tell you about it, and then it's time to go. What have I done today? Thanks to my unpaid intern, who's worth every penny I don't pay him, the lovely Matt _. Matt sorted me out with the drill and drill bits, bless his heart. I won't bore you with how he was able to do that, but he did. And today, I had a bad start to the day, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I had no coffee. Can you believe that? You know what coffee means to me. And I ran out, and I knew I'd run out, and I was supposed to buy some last night. I'm so sorry. I mean, there's just no need for that. It's outrageous, really. So I had no coffee this morning, and I ran out of Vimto a week ago. So all I've had today is water. Can you imagine? Right, I did buy coffee tonight. That is my coffee of choice. And I did buy a bottle of Vimto, so tomorrow will be okay. But today, I had to start my day on nothing but cold water. That's literally all I had. And I expected to be a lot more ratty than I was, but I was actually okay. And I swapped the cars about. I put Boo in pole position. I got the drill out, and not quite in the way that I intended to, but I managed to get the snapped off bit of aerial out of Boo. Boo was looking awful. They taped I've got it here. I haven't thrown it away yet. Right, this is Boo's aerial, and you can possibly see there, it snapped off, leaving the stub of the aerial thread in the aerial base. And it wasn't protruding, it was inside. So you couldn't grab hold of it to get it out. And I took the drill, and using a tiny little drill bit, what I intended to do was to drill a tiny pilot hole in the middle of the aerial stub. And then I didn't have a left-handed drill bit, but I thought if I used increasingly larger drill bits and reversed them lefty-loosey, anti-clockwise, then hopefully they would grip enough of the drill bit to spin it out. Now that kind of didn't happen. What I think did happen was that I just drilled the remains of the aerial stub into smithereens, because suddenly it went bzzz, and I kind of looked at it and I thought, well, it doesn't appear to be anything there now. So amazingly, I discovered the other day when I was looking for something else, I had a new aerial. I think it's a new aerial. It's not a correct one, it's too short. And in the fullness of time, the short one will go on to Brian Johnston, because Brian's is missing because I put it on Shison after it snapped off in the snow. So the short one will go on Brian because he's got a DAB radio, so the aerial doesn't matter a toss, and the short one will suit him better. and I'll get a proper long one to go on Boo, just for aesthetics. The short one functions perfectly well. So I screwed the aerial in, and the radio works amazingly well. Full coverage, all stations, brilliant. So that was a job really well done. And I did owl trollop some of Boo. I did some of the bits that Chops didn't do. So I've started doing the door handles, but I need some new small paintbrushes. The paintbrush was too knackered to do it properly. So I did some bits that he didn't do, and I'll redo the bits that he did do. So I think he did them in a bit of a rush. And I really need to start working on a really detailed detailing of Boo. I want to get her looking as fabulous as she possibly can. And at the moment, Boo is my first choice to take to the Furious Driving meet on Sunday, although that might change possibly depending on the weather or various other factors. So that was really good. Yeah, I did that. I did a thing, and I got into Brian Johnston, which isn't easy. If you've got a facelift Rover 25, which Brian Johnston is, and the battery goes flat, then you can't unlock it. And Brian Johnston he's had to change door lock. So the ignition key doesn't fit the door lock. So there's no way of getting in when the battery is flat, except there is. You can crawl underneath and you can hook up a slave battery or a battery jumper, put the terminals onto the starter motor, and that will give enough juice for you to operate the remote control and open it. But I didn't have to do that because, as viewers of my video will know, I fitted a manual boot release, a stealth manual boot release. So I got into him, got the bonnet open, I've got the battery out, and the battery is on charge in there, and it's already been on charge for about 12 hours. Let's have a look. Oh, and the green light is on. It is showing as fully charged and ready and maintaining. So tomorrow I will refit the battery to Brian and prepare him for our Monday morning assault on Project Nigel, which I guarantee you he will get there. The only question is, will he get there under his own steam, or will he get there on the back of an AA truck? We will find out. So it's been a jolly productive day. And time is our enemy. A quick whiz through the comments. Start saying your good nights. I'll whiz through the comments and then we'll bugger off, shall we? I'm sure we've all got things to do tomorrow and we should all get to bed. Okay, where did I get to? Oh yeah, I answered that about the owl trollop. What's the most used thing in your car cleaning cupboard? Asked Simon. Good question. By my car cupboard, I assume you mean, well, you must definitely mean Bob, the inexpertly constructed palace of motory delight. The most used thing would be, I'm not sure on the most used, but the top three would be, obviously they're all autoglim. The top three would be, something's just popped up. Congratulations, this is from Trace in our Facebook group, Boaty's World. Congratulations to Mustard on hitting 4K subscribers. So, well done mate, well done Mustard. 4,000 subscribers, and his next milestone will be 1 million views. So let's all congratulate Mustard on the big 4K. Cheers buddy, up yours. I'm so chuffed for him. Well done mate, well done. It'll be 5 before you know it. Oh, that's nice. Okay, my top three most used products. Vinyl and rubber cleaner would be one. tyre gel or tyre shine, but recently it's tyre gel would be the other, and the other would just be the shampoo and wax. Closely followed by rapid ceramic spray, aqua wax, oh, and because they are in the car cleaner cupboard, the Autoglim screen wash, which is actually very good. Okay. I was talking to someone who was like 6'2", says Rover Joe, I think, but never worked. We won't go there. I'd go there, Rover Joe, if you still got a phone number. My wife is only 5'2", says Pingu, makes her easier to transport. Boo was like that. She was compact, very economical to run and easy to store. What? Oh, okay, right, yeah. Oh, Matt says, I did proper intern stuff last night. I won't say what, but don't buy any envelopes, Boaty. Oh, bless you, Matt. I haven't bought any envelopes, I haven't bought any stamps, and I still haven't posted the bloody scratch cards. God, I'm rubbish. First an aerial fix, next a full restoration of a 1940s MG Roadster. No, next would be, I'll tell you what I would like to be next. Fitting an MGZR wing to Brian Johnston. Well, no, actually what should be next should be sorting the BCU out, and that's assuming I can get him to the Yard of Dreams. But, oh, it's all exciting. There's all exciting stuff going on. I have a long one I could send you, Boaty, says Pingu. A long what? Oh, do you mean aerial? A proper rovery long one. Yes, please. Yeah, this, yeah, Shison snapped. God, I actually need one for the MGF as well, thinking about it. I've seen online a lot that on some cars, the Freelander doesn't seem too bad, but the MGF reception is pretty bad with the beasting aerial I got off eBay. And it seems that the aerials were this length for a reason. They needed with this length in order for the stereos to operate properly. Cheeseburger, behave yourself. I need a wet vac for Henrietta's boot. Oh yeah, she was a bit, yeah, there was, yeah, I do remember the boot being a bit kind of crusty and mucky. It needs a proper wet vac to get all that out. But I bet you it'll come up, Simon. That was the squeaker. Oh, and now we've got it in here as well. Congrats to Project Nigel on the 4K. And Mustard says, good night, more video stuff to do than up at 8, rather you than me. We're all saying good night now. We are going to be buggering off in a minute. Good night, bye. Good night, thanks for your time. You're more than welcome. I love it. Congratulations, 4K. Bye, Si. Well done, Mustard. Thank you, everyone, says Mustard. I shudder to think what he uses the rubber cleaner on. Well done, Mustard. Well deserved. Here, here. Oh, no. Yes, I did see the envelope comment. Oh, a proper Longy Rover aerial. Oh, God, yeah. My Rover R8 aerial. Yes, please, Finger. Thank you very gladly. Yes, please. My Rover R8 aerial was half stuck in as it was singing along. Night all. Glad everyone is well and had a good look. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Hope you enjoy it, and have a great Monday as well, because I definitely won't see you tomorrow. Monday, as I think most of you know, The big job is trying to get Brian Johnston to the Yard of Dreams. We weren't going to do it. We were going to do it the other way round. Mustard was going to come over here and get the BCU out so that we could get it sorted, but it's it'll be easier all round and might possibly fit into other plans if I just get Brian to the Yard of Dreams. It's not going to be an easy drive, not by any manner of means. There's going to be considerable jeopardy, but I'll get there one way or the other, maybe with the help of the AA, worst case scenario. And then that also means that he'll be there before the end of the month, and that means that I can sawn him for a month and save that tax money, which will go towards something else, unless it's fixed really quickly, and I can have him back in a week, and then I'll tax him. Actually, just going to him today to sort the battery out, I've not even looked at him for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I just fell head over heels in love with him again. Just climbing in, sorting the battery, and I thought, I love this car. I love this car. And I was going to sell him. I was going to sell him because he was just down the road, out of sight, out of mind, except he's not out of mind. So I've got this thing at the back of my mind, there's a car down there that's not working and you can't sort it out. And that sort of thing really grates on me. I try to pretend it's not happening, but I know that it is. And that was why I offered him for sale. But he's a fabulous little car. I've had a real love affair with him, and I was a very silly chap for saying I'd sell him. So we'll get him to the yard, and then in lickety-split quick time, certainly within the next 12 months, Mustard and I, mostly Mustard, we'll get him sorted. So yeah, splendid, excellent. Everybody said good night. Wonderful. Look, thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for your company. Have a great Sunday. Let me find the doings. That's not the one. I know that. I made that mistake last night, didn't I? I do learn from my mistakes. That's the bugger. Oh, and well done, Mustard. 4K, brilliant. Lovely, absolutely lovely. All right, guys, you take great care of yourself. Stay safe, stay warm, stay happy. Have a great Sunday, and good luck for Monday. And I'll catch up with you all 11 o'clock Monday night or on the Facebook group before that. Sleep tight, my loves. Bye-bye.